I knew he was going to do that because this guy's driving like an idiot. The stereotypical image of motorcyclists is your what is happening there? The fuck are you doing? Hey YouTube, how are we doing? Hope everyone's keeping safe and well, and as always, thank you for stumbling across my little corner of the internet. Yeah, thank you very much for anyone who watches, likes, subscribes, comments, all of that. Good, bad comments, they're all really appreciated. So yeah, thank you very much for watching my videos basically. Just out on the bike, I thought I'd do a little bit of filming because I want to kind of mix things up a bit on the channel, really. My last couple of videos have been longer form, it's probably the best way to describe it. Now I have considered in the past that I want to do shorter videos because I do tend to find the longer videos get less views and stuff like that, and I'm not here for the views and stuff like that. It's not, for me, it's not all about the views and stuff like that. But I've put together some, some of the last few videos I've done, I've been really pleased with my editing, and the techniques I'm learning as I go, because that's how video editing isn't a thing that I've really had to do much of before. So yeah, I've been really pleased with some of the editing on my last few videos, and it would, and then when they're not getting views and stuff like that, it's not the end of the world, because they get the fact that even 20 people watch my videos is fantastic. I'm trying to think, I don't even know what I'm trying to say now, because it does start to sound like I'm a bit whinging about my views, which I'm definitely not. I appreciate every single one of the views, but I do appreciate the longer form videos. Not everyone's got the time to sit and watch a 15-minute YouTube video and stuff like that. I can sometimes sit in front of YouTube for hours, which I have done at times, but I've had less and less time for it myself lately, and stuff like that, so I appreciate it. So I want to mix things up a bit, and I want to put some shorter form content on the channel. So obviously me waffling along is something I'm going to have to control. I'm also, I think when I set the channel up in my little introduction video, one of the things I mentioned there was the possibility of not all the content is probably going to be biking related. Now it'll all be on the bike pretty much, because my camera's glued to my helmet, so I'm not going to start vlogging in the supermarket wearing my motorcycle helmet, although at the moment it's probably the safest thing to do. So yeah, it'll all be in and around the bike, but it won't be about motorcycles, is probably what I mean. Obviously I own a motorcycle, well, a scooter, but I'm not into motorcycles in a big way. Like that bike there, couldn't tell you what it was, couldn't tell you what power it is. I know a few bikes, I'm looking at them and stuff like that, but I'm not like, I imagine most motovloggers could take their bike apart and and put it back together and stuff like that, and know the name for every single part of the motorcycle. I couldn't. Like if anything fell off my bike, I'd have to whip it straight around the garage and be like, I don't know what this is, and it could turn out just to be something that got stuck to the bottom of it and not actually part of it at all. So yeah, so some of the content I anticipated making when I set the channel up would probably be like opinions about things that are going on in the world, or just other general hobbies. I do a video gaming podcast for my outlet for video games, but maybe we could talk about that. I think there's a little bit of crossover and stuff like that, so I'd be interested to know people's opinions. Are you just here to watch me ride around on my motorcycle and talk about motorcycle stuff? Well, it's a scooter. Let's not have that argument again. Or is it literally just about watching the ride, and the listening to whatever I'm waffling on about is secondary? I'd be quite interested, but yeah, I am wary. I just want to get some shorter videos on the channel. Your 5, 6, 7, 8 minute videos. A lot of it comes down to my editing, because I don't want to cut things out, or I do waffle a lot, as you may have noticed. So we're going to go with a topic today, but today's topic is let's shut that. is something motorbike related. Now I've been riding a year, and the plan is to try and do some videos around what I've learned in that year. And stuff like that. Now I need to stop saying about things I'm going to do in videos before I film them, because I do tend to find that sometimes then they don't film, or I forget about them or whatever, and they never come out. So one of the things I've noticed while I've been riding the last year or so is motorcyclists and cars drivers have a very difficult relationship, is probably the best way to put it. Now me riding here is probably the example I'm trying to get at. So right now I am in a queue of traffic. Yeah, we're all queuing for the traffic lights, and honestly I haven't actually made up my mind where I'm going. So we're in the queue for the traffic lights, and now the car drivers in front of me, what I have tend to find is most car drivers are quite happy if you as a motorcyclist sit behind them in traffic like a car would. Now I know from some experiences I've had while riding, especially earlier on, that that's not the safest thing to do, and I know that most bikes now would pull up to the middle now. Now I'm not doing that on purpose at the moment, because I might be absolutely miles off here, but what I've tended to experience lately is that most cars either expect you to do that and go up the middle and get annoyed when you don't, or they hate when you do it and they get annoyed when you do. So what is it that, I don't think there's any right way of riding. I'm not going to ask for a right way of riding. I'm not going to say like sitting here in traffic is the right way, because this isn't what I'll be honest, this is not what I would normally do. I would normally pull up to the front there and shoot off at the light. Now I'm only on a 125, so obviously I'm not going to be racing off at 80-90 miles an hour, but I can pull off at the lights faster than most cars. I think only once has I've ever seen a car beat me off the lights, and that's because someone was really angry that I'd filtered. So yeah, what is it, they don't like a lot of cars. I've generally had people in cars get angry at me for sitting in a car position, basically sitting in line just ready to go across the lights as normal, and they get angry at me for doing that, because they expect you to filter, but then they also, other people expect you to not filter. They think filtering is illegal and stuff like that. It's really strange. Now I'm not going to say it's 50-50. It's not one or the other. Some people generally are quite nicely. They'll even move out your way and stuff like that. But yeah, is it? Oh, hello. He wasn't pulling out there. Is it because we have the stereotype of bikers is those guys who are gonna get on their bike and have really loud exhaust and want to rear off at 100 miles an hour at every opportunity? And is that what cars expect from us? He says as he cuts across a bus. But yeah. So I don't understand. I get a bit. I don't know how drivers are going to react to me. Basically, one thing I've definitely learned though in this first year is that drivers in cars really hate being overtaken by scooters. Now motorcycles, like I say, I guess they anticipate it. They expect you to go racing down the outside, and they probably get annoyed at that. But boy, if you're on a quiet road. Oh, my book's really dusty. If you're on a quiet road, like I come down this road to play football on a Sunday morning when I used to, and it'd be dead quiet at 8 o'clock on a Sunday morning, and like you overtake a car at the lights or something, and they will suddenly become fucking Ayrton Senna or something like that, trying to back overtake you, trying to get up alongside, trying to push you off the road and stuff like that. So yeah, just really. I suppose the point I'm trying to make is that I found that the relationship between car drivers and motorcyclists is a really strange one. But yeah, I was really surprised when I found that I was getting grief for just sitting in traffic and for not being the lout overtaking at stupid miles an hour. Don't get me wrong, I overtake cars all the time, and I do the filtering and stuff like that. Yeah, it is really surprising the reaction what you get when you ride the opposite way. Basically, when you just want to take it easy and sit at 30 mile an hour in the speed limit and happy to sit in traffic. Have any of you guys and girls experienced that on your bikes? I imagine most of you watching this have got big powerful bikes and probably never even don't want to sit in traffic, you know, because if you're riding a 600cc sports bike, why on earth would you be sitting in traffic? That's not what you bought your bike for. But yeah, what sort of reactions do you get on the road? Yeah, this is just a topic that was in my head, and I thought, why not do some filming? So as always, hit me up on the socials, leave a comment below, let me know what you think. We'd be very happy to see if people understand what I'm waffling about. I don't think I've made my point very well at all. But yeah, as ever, thank you very much for watching. It is greatly appreciated, each and every one of you. Whether 10 of you watch this or 10,000 of you watch this, I'll forever be humbled. So yeah, thank you very much, ride safe, and I'll see you in the next one.